Crossbow! What's up, guys? This is Sancho West for that special announcement that I've been talking about almost this entire week. This is what you're going to see at the PlayStation Experience if you're here in Vegas, and this is what's coming soon for The Last of Us DLC. And this is what I know so far, and I know that some guys have seen some things out there, but this is 100% legit, and I cannot wait to share this with you guys. It's going to be amazing. It's going to change the way the game is played, and I think in a positive way. But for those of you out there interested, this video will not have any kind of gameplay footage. It's just going to be my thoughts and my initial reaction to the DLC coming to The Last of Us. And first off, we're going to talk about the new weapons that they have, the new perks that they have, and of course, the new hats that they have. And I think by far the coolest thing that they have is the new animations. So let's go ahead and start off with the weapons. The first weapon we're going to talk about is the tactical shotgun. Yes, a tactical shotgun that is available as a loadout point. Now, before you guys go all crazy and think it's going to break the game, look. Check this out, guys. It is actually a very unique weapon. Yeah, I do have those concerns as well, but when I saw it in action, I was a little bit put at ease. Now, in terms of where it is in the shotgun family, it's faster than the shorty, of course. It's a lot faster than the shorty, a lot faster than the double barrel, but it's slower than the shotgun. And at the same time, the most unique thing about it is that its range. All the other shotguns are effective about 7 meters or so, but this is essentially double the range. It's very lethal even at double the range. So, I mean, I want to say is that if someone is standing at, I don't know if you guys can paint this for you. If someone's standing at the ambulance on checkpoint, it could probably hit somebody at the checkpoint itself standing there. Is that lethal? But the spread of it is very, very, very concise and very condensed. So if you're playing the game, when you get to the DLC, if you look at it, if you just imagine a little circle for a target reticle, and you could only hit things in that target reticle. So that's the unique thing about the tactical shotgun. It doesn't have a wide spread, and at the same time, it does not have a damage multiplier to the gun itself. In terms of hitting headshots and things like that, it is very powerful hitting body shots. In fact, you want to hit people in the body with it because it only takes 2 shots to take them down, and if they are in a down state, it only takes 1 shot to execute. So again, it does not have a damage multiplier for the headshot. So if you get 1 headshot, you're going to still need a second one. It's very effective with the body. That has much more damage if you go for body shots. And again, it takes 2 shots to bring them down. The recoil on it is very aggressive. It's much more aggressive than the shotgun itself, but it does return back to center. The upgrade, and let me just give you some stats for your new stat geeks out there. The starting ammo is 5. It takes about 3 loadout points. It does have a silence version, which is about 5 points. The clip size is about 3, and again, you could down people to 2. Maximum ammo starting is 5 shells. The upgrade is going to cost 400 points. The reload speed increases to 20%. Fire rate increases to 5%, and the clip capacity does not change, but the spread increases about 18%. But remember, it's not that crazy, and the recoil is reduced, and the starting ammo is increased to 6 shells. Now for the upgrade to the level 2, it costs about 800 parts, so it's going to be crazy in terms of upgrades and whatnot to be a little bit more damage. Reload speed goes to another 40%, so another 20%, so it's a total of 40. The fire rate is increased 6%, so you get about 11% total increase. Clip capacity goes into 4 shells from 3, so 3 to 4, and the spread goes to 22% at a 40% total, and the recoil is greatly reduced, and the starting ammo is increased to 7 shells. So that's the tactical shotgun, and it's a pretty badass weapon, in fact. And again, if you guys are interested in gameplay, things like that, I will find a way to get some gameplay for you guys on all these weapons. Frontier rifle. Yes, it's exactly what you can imagine it is. It's that old school cowboy western rifle. This rifle is amazing. It's by far the coolest weapon that I've seen in The Last of Us, and I'm a big fan of it because that is what like, for me, the Wild West, all that kind of things where everything could happen, you could die instantly, and that's what The Last of Us kind of embodies. But this Frontier rifle only costs 2 loadout points, which is amazing. But the thing is, it has a unique animation. It's a symbol, the lever, a Western rifle is just like a and you have to, it reloads every shot. So you have to pump it every single time. So it kind of has the mechanic of the hunting rifle, but it's a lot faster. So every shot it reloads. So, but it fires a lot faster than the hunting rifle, and then you reload it like a shotgun. So, and what's crazy is all the animation to it. It's very unique, and it feels just right in the Last of Us world. And what the good thing about the rifle is that its range is crazy lethal as well, and it has a really nice rhythm to it once you figure it out. And it only takes 2 shots. Only takes 2 shots to bring somebody down, and I enjoy just the aesthetic feel of it, and I think it's going to be a real game changer in the sense that a lot of people are going to use it. And I really don't think it's a gimmick type of weapon that is not just thrown in there, and I really think it's very smart. And there is, I don't believe from what I've seen, no silence options on the hunting rifle, but let's go ahead and break down some the stats for the stat nerds out there. Now, again, it takes 2 loadout points. It has 66% damage to the body, 92 damage to the head. So you're going to want to try to get the headshots for it. And has a fast fire rate, much faster than the hunting rifle. 4 bullets in a clip. Starting ammo is at 6 bullets. Reload bullet by bullet like a shotgun. So a lot of craziness is going to happen with it, and I love the rhythm of it so far. For the upgrade tiers, 400 points gets you a starting clip capacity at 5, starting ammo to 8. So, I mean, the clip capacity is at 5 and the starting ammo is at 8, and it reduces the recoil, of course, like all upgrades. And the reload speed is about 15%, and the fire rate is increased throughout like a lever action. So, all the animation is still the same, but the fire rate is a little bit faster, which from what I've seen is like it does feel faster, but technically, from what I understand, it's still the same speed in the animation, but the fire rate is faster. So when you shoot the shot, it will go faster into the animation than normal. Upgrades to 2 cost 800 parts, so all these new weapons kind of have the traditional upgrade tiers. And the clip capacity is 6, the starting ammo is 9, and has a very low recoil, so it's quite deadly from what I understand. And the reload speed is decreased to 30%, so you got a total 45% decrease, and the fire rate is of course increased. So that is the Frontier rifle, and I'm gonna have a field day with it. I'm already enjoying using it. It's fantastic, and it totally fits the cowboy persona that I have going for me as Sancho West. Automatic Glock, I'm not 100% sure in terms of what the weapon actually was built based on, but yes, when you fire it, it has a burst recoil, pa 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 pa, and it is a lot more crazier than the burst rifle. The burst rifle has a nice little simple kick, but this one is literally like, if you're up close, you're gonna have to start near their waist or something from my experience with it, and it just goes blah 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 really high. But it only costs 1 loadout point, so it has about the same as all the other small firearms, but it does 22 damage to the player and 44 for a headshot. But I mean, from what I've seen, the kick is crazy. So it's from what I've been using it, from what I've seen, it's kind of like let me just go ahead and scare you, let me get you like back off a bit. For 9 bullets per clip, and the starting ammo is 12. I really didn't have that much time with the burst pistol from what I've seen, but it's just crazy that recoil effect of it, and you definitely got to get used to it. But I could see a lot of new players using it just because it's just the automatic small firearm. Let's go ahead and break down the upgrade tier for it. 300 part points gets you the first level upgrade. The clip size does not increase, but the starting ammo is 15, and the recoil is a little bit reduced. And then at the same time, the fire rate is slightly increased, and of course the reload speed goes down to 40%. Another upgrade tier is 500 parts. Again, kind of keeping around the same range. The clip size is increased to 12. The starting ammo is 18, and of course the recoil and then the reload speed, all that goes down, and then the fire rate increases. So that is the burst pistol. So you have the burst pistol, the tactical shotgun, and then the Frontier rifle. Again, the tactical shotgun has a silence part of it as well. So wow, those are the weapons that are part of the loadouts. And of course, let's go ahead and talk about the crossbow. Crossbow! 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 Yes, they finally have a crossbow in this game. I'm telling you guys, The Last of Us listens. The Last of Us puts everything together. If they were out there on the forums, and there's a lot of people out there have been predicting that they're going to have a crossbow one day. And yes, it is here. The crossbow is legit. I know they've been teasing this on their Facebook, but I've been playing with it, and it is crazy. It doesn't have any kind of dip at all when you fire the arrows. No dip at all. You could fire it and get a clean, almost minimal dip, man. Just minimal dip. And that thing just fires off, and it's just ridiculous. It is just ridiculous how that thing just, boom. And then, I mean, I could just, right now, I'm just just imagining in my head rocking bow and crossbow just to be that kind of a person out there. But man, these things are deadly. And what's probably the most unique part of the crossbow, is that if you get hit with it, if I shoot you with a bolt, it's not an arrow, I guess it's a bolt, whatever. If I shoot you with a bolt or arrow, you bleed out. You bleed out. I cannot stress that enough. If I hit you with the arrow, you start bleeding out and dying. And then from my perspective, you light up red. You light up red. I could see a glow, most likely if you have Covert Training 3, not 100% sure on that, but you glow and I could get you. And the only way to stop yourself from bleeding out is that if you have a health kit. So if you have a health kit, you have to use it, and that health kit will restore yourself all the way to 100%. But say you bleed out below 70%, then it could only increase you back up to 70%. And if you ignore yourself, you will die. Yes, that is the crossbow. That is the unique thing about the crossbow. So, I mean, I don't know what people will think about it in terms of how they feel about the crossbow, but that is the main attraction to it. Not only being a crossbow, but people bleed out. It's a new mechanic into the game, scene into it. So we'll see how that plays out amongst the community. It costs, in terms of the stats, it costs about 3 loadout points per. It's a purchasable weapon again, so it costs 3 loadout points, 350 parts to buy it, and you start off with 4 arrows, and then it has 55 damage to the body, but 110 damage to the head. So it's an instant kill, almost like the bow. Oh, yes, like the bow. And then it causes, like, again, it causes the target to be bleed out and whatnot. So that is the craziness about it. And yeah, you could hit a dude in the head at 110%. And, you know, I do not exactly know how it feels with armor yet. I haven't experienced that playing with people with armor in that aspect. So yeah, that's the crossbow, and it's amazing. And it has a scope on it, so if you press X, it kind of zooms in, not like the Diablo. It morely just zooms in like the variable rifle. So that is the crossbow, and man, that all these weapons are unique in their way. The tactical shotgun, I'm kind of hesitant to say if it's going to be a game breaker. I mean, the shotgun itself is very intimidating, but from the lethality of the range of it, hitting someone about 17 to 16 meters away, it's kind of crazy. So since it's very like a shorty, but it's extended, but it doesn't have the spread of the shorty. So it's like a sniping shotgun. It's tactical. I mean, that's why they call it that. And I think you guys are going to be happy with all of the weapons. And I'm really excited for the Frontier rifle, again, because it's part of the gimmicks. But that's available on the DLC for you guys, and that's going to be awesome. I'm excited for the crossbow. So let's go ahead and talk about the new perks that are available for the new DLC. All right, guys. Now, these are very unique. These are called risk management perks. The risk management perks, I kind of see them as I know there's other perks called situational perks, but this is risk. This is kind of like a mix of that, and that it activates in certain situations. That if you put yourself in certain situations, it will essentially turn on. It's a very different way that these perks are accessed. Usually they're just kind of layered on throughout the whole match, but if you put yourself in unique situations, then they're here to go. And before I start repeating myself in that little loop, let's go ahead and start to talk about them. Now, this is the one that I feel like that I'm going to use the most. It's called Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf. It is amazing perk because, again, I like to be a lone wolf, and this rewards the players out there that are lone wolf. So it's going to kind of encourage people out there to spread out, and to be on their own. Now, that might make the game a little bit more slow paced. At the same time, it might make you be upset with other teammates that are using lone wolf. But lone wolf is unique, is that when you're far away from your teammates, it activates, and that it activates a whole pool or a whole like group of perks at the same time, and that it has 2 different levels, and when you are at a certain distance, it activates, and at the same time, it rewards players who are far away from their teammates, and you get additional points or points bonus for things you do, or while you down people, you get more parts. So let me just go into a little bit more detail about the Lone Wolf. And it pretty much, like I said, it has a bunch of perks. So the level 1, and it costs about 2 loadout points. The level 1 at the tier 1, there's only 2 levels. Once you're far away from your teammates, it activates agility 2, sharpshooter 2, And you get 50 part points whenever you down or execute somebody at a distance while you're by yourself. So you just say you're by yourself, and then at your HUD, if you, again, I'm going to do my best to get gameplay footage for you guys. If you look down at your HUD on the bottom right, if you're looking at your game screen, there are all the loadout points, the little perks activate, and you have a wolf symbol, and it lets you know you're in lone wolf mode because it kind of reads based on your distance. So again, so when you're far away, agility 2 and sharpshooter 2 activate. So all those kinds of perks activate, and it's going to encourage players to be by themselves. Now, where it gets interesting is that at the level 2 level, which is 3 loadout points, at the level 2 level of lone wolf, when you're far away, you get a agility 2, you get sharpshooter 2, and you get sharp ears 3 all attached to it. So the difference between the two loadout points is that, or the two tiers, is sharp ears 3, and then you get 100 part bonus for every person you down or execute at the same time. So Lone Wolf is totally going to change the way the game is played, and it's great for players like myself who like to be by yourself and sometimes be a lone wolf. And that, again, it activates, it pops up in your screen and lets you know that you're in lone wolf mode, and it works when you're far away. So if you're by yourself, if you, for example, you get spawned on the opposite side, I mean, I could see this being very effective to counterbalance the spawning. If you get spawned away from your team, all these things that activate, so you could try to get back to your team if you're going to use it that way. Again, you get sharpshooter 2 and agility 2 and sharp ears 3. So that is the lone wolf perk as part of the risk management. Now I see that it costs a lot. I mean, 3 loadout points to, actually this one doesn't really cost a lot. 3 loadout points to 2 loadout points is a perfect balance, but I'm excited for it. It's probably going to replace Covert Training, but I'm really dope. It's going to be awesome. And I mean, you could probably pair it up with the Covert Training. Now that I see that, if you pair that up and then with these activate, then you don't have to spend so much money or loadout points, so to speak. The welfare of that, you don't have to pay. So that is Lone Wolf. I hope you guys are excited for that. Let's go ahead and talk about the next one, Jack of all trades. Now, from what I understand, the Jack of all trades is a unique way. Again, all these kind of risk management are very unique in their own kind of way. And this one, the way I could kind of put a nice little metaphor on, it's like if you go to a restaurant, right? You go to a restaurant, you look at the menu, and you got all these little perks on the menu, and you don't know essentially what you want. Well, this, boom, is the appetizer sampler. It's the appetizer sampler where you get everything. You get the chicken tenders, you get the mozzarella sticks, all for the price of one sort of loadout. And so the Jack of all trades, in a way, it's like if it takes a regular player and then just elevates you. It's like if you're a regular imp, your little character on the screen, just all of a sudden just went and got a little workout into him and just became a little bit stronger. So all those kinds of things are in this perk package, so to speak. So it has 2 tiers for it. Now say you pay 5 loadout points and you get 8 back. You get 8 loadout points or perks worth. So it's going to eat up into your little tier or whatever you like to have your loadout tier. So for the 5 that you pay and the 8 that you get back for the first tier, you get Brawler 1, Covert Training 1, Sharp Ears 1, Strategist 1, and you get Crafter 1, all in that. So that's a very powerful way to play. It does cost about 5 loadout points, so you get very limited in what you can do, but you still have the availability to kind of like tag on to something else and then maybe add some Hawkeye or whatever, or maybe get a better large firearm or make it silenced. But again, you pay about a Brawler 1, Covert Training 1, Sharp Ears 3, Strategist 1, and you get Crafter 1. And so that's really cool for the Jack of all trades. And from what I understand is Naughty Dog wants to elevate you as a player. And for the new people that are really struggling or trying to get into this game but don't have enough parts to get you, and you want to be a decent player, then this will help. I'm not quite sure how the regular players will, the professional players, the people that play this on a daily, will do with this loadout, but you never know where the Jack of all trades can be in terms of your loadout class. And I think the most unique part about it is the second tier of the Jack of all trades, which is cost 10 loadout points, but you get 16 worth in return. Again, you pay me 10 and I give you 16 worth of it's the mega monster appetizer sampler pack here for The Last of Us, and it's just filled with a lot of crazy stuff. And it costs about 10 loadout points again, and it has Explosion X. Keep up with me. It has a lot. It has Explosion Expert 1, Reviver 1, Brawler 1, Covert Training 1, Sharpshooter 3, Strategist 1, Crafter 1, First Aid Training 1, Scavenger 1, and Second Chance 1, which we didn't talk about. But it has all those things, all of it available for you for 10 loadout points. But the thing is that limits you in terms of what you're going to do. You could probably only have a free firearm for the small and maybe 1 point loadout for the large firearm, or you could rock one and then get like a double barrel, because again, you only have 13 loadout points available, unless, I don't know, for a future boost or whatever, a future patch, I'm sorry, has more loadout points. But from what I understand, Naughty Dog is set on the 13 max, so you get 10 loadout points for this, and you get 16 loadout points parts back. And again, it's just like if your character all of a sudden is just elevated right out the gate, and it has all these kinds of things. I kind of like, if you want to put this in perspective, it's like Oregon Trail. If you guys around my age played Oregon Trail, and you know, you got the farmer, you got all those kinds of things, but this is the banker's loadout. This is the banker's loadout, who starts off with everything. So Mr. Moneybags is going to be the jack of all trades, in my opinion. So I don't know how it's going to play in terms of the gravitas or the meta part of the world in the community, but we'll see what you guys do with the jack of all trades. And again, first tier costs 5, you get 8 back, and the second tier has 10, and you get 16 back. All right, I mentioned it in the description in terms of the jack of all trades. It is called Second Chance, and this is where I feel like this kind of lends towards the people that are new towards this game. There's Second Chance, and then there's the jack of all trades, and then another one I'm going to talk about shortly is called Lucky Break. The Second Chance is, again, it's one of those ones that activates depending on the situation, depending on how you do it. It's not something that's layered on. It's not a skill that you have. So the way it works is that there is about 2 different tiers for this. Level 1, it costs 2 loadout points, and the way it works is you get a free health kit every time when you don't have none, when you take in more and then half your damage from your enemy. So, and then let's say you're walking around and you get hit 50%, it gives you a health kit. It gives you a health kit. So I really think that this is great for the new players out there to use. You get 25% additional more starting ammo after 2 or more consecutive deaths. So this is kind of like the comeback perk from kind of like the Call of Duty days, where you start dying, it gives you a little bit of something at the same time. So you get 25% more ammo after 2 or more consecutive deaths without getting it down or an execution, up to maximum about 50%. So the more you die with it, the better chance you have. And again, that costs only 2 loadout points. So again, you take damage, boom, you get a health kit. Oh, I'm starting to suck, I'm not doing well. Here's some more ammo, let me help you out to get back going again. At the second level tier, it costs about 3 loadout points. And the way that works is that you get a free health kit if you have more damage and you're taking half of your enemy again. Every time you get 50%, so it still has the health kit, but the additional layer is that you get more ammo. So you get 50% of damage, and then you get 25% cheaper ammo after you start dying. After you start dying 2 or more times, you start getting up that, and then you get a maximum of 100% ammo, and you get a maximum of 50% cheaper ammo. So this is the one I'm kind of like reading into and looking in, watching it, my experience with it. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know that you would need to take so much into your perks that your people out there who are struggling need to buy this in terms of this perk. It's the 2 loadout points and 3 loadout points in terms of your character. I don't know if you want to spend so much loadout points on this opportunity, and I'm not sure how people out there are going to exploit it, because that is very exploitable. You could purposely start dying. I don't, from what I've seen in terms of the game flow of it, I don't know if it just keeps tacking on ammo as you die. From what I understand, you probably just get more ammo and you get more health kits. Boy, this is very dangerous, because but at the same time, when you're at 50%, I really don't think you're going to have the time to heal yourself, because most experienced players are going to go after you to bring you down. So think about that. So that is Second Chance, essentially. There, it's more of a comeback perk, to kind of butcher it in the sense of like just to throw a label on it. It's a comeback perk, and that it's going to mainly help the new players who are just getting so frustrated. And I feel like some of the new DLC is a little bit gained towards a little bit the new players at the same time. But again, the only one that I like personally is Lone Wolf, because that kind of works for my playstyle. All right, the next one we're going to cover is Lucky Break. All right, guys, Lucky Break is one that only activates when you go to the lockboxes. So Lucky Break just gives you more stuff, or it gives you a higher probability of getting more stuff. So at the level 1, it costs 2 loadout points. When you're open a supply box, you get 50% more pistol ammo. That's it. That's all you get at the level 1. At the level 2, it costs 4 loadout points. And when you go to the supply box, you get 50% more pistol ammo, 25% more large firearm ammo, and a minimum of at least 2 crafting ingredients. So with Lucky Break, let's say, you know, you're sick and tired of having to scavenge all the boxes to get the crafting ingredients you want. This at least guarantees you a minimum of 2, but it costs 4 loadout points. And at the level 3, it costs 5 loadout points. And the probability, you still get the 50% pistol ammo, you get the 25% more large firearm, and you get a minimum of at least 3. So at the first level, you get more pistol ammo. At the second level, you get more pistol ammo and armor. I mean, not armor, but large firearm ammo and the increase of the guarantee of 2 minimum crafting ingredients. At the level 3, which is 5 loadout points, you get the more ammo, those all kind of increase, and you get 3. So that is Lucky Break, and I think Lucky Break for the cost is going to be a lot crazier. 5 loadout points, but at least you guarantee 3 crafting ingredients. So very, very interesting perk. Very interesting. Let's see how people will use it. That might be a perk for people that maybe like a guy who wants to be support and he just eats up a lot. So you could kind of mix, if you add Crafter 2 to that and you're just walking around with Lucky Break and you're just getting all these crafting ingredients, that would be very beneficial for Lucky Break, in the sense that you could craft more and then give out more, and then at the same time you just start eating up pistols. So it's ammo, you start getting all this ammo. So it's very interesting how Lucky Break will work. And again, if you guys have any thoughts, and please comment below and let me know, and let Naughty Dog know what you think so far. And again, all this stuff is coming soon. So that is Lethal Break. And on to another perk that I think is kind of cool, and that's kind of lead into everything and talking about animation, is called Lethal Efficiency. All right, Lethal Efficiency. This is where I think the pack, the whole DLC, is worth it, in a sense, because it bleeds into the other stuff that they added. Lethal Efficiency is a new perk that allows you to special execute. It's a special execution animation. It's a new animation where you jump on the back of the guy that's down. You jump on his back and you snap his neck. You just choke him out and you snap his neck that fast. That's what's crazy about it. It's low to the ground and you stay low to the ground. So you go up to him, you snap his neck, and boom, you're back into it and you're back into crouch mode. So it keeps you moving. So this would be the fastest way to special execute somebody. And there's 2 different levels. The one level is 2 loadout points. The second level is 3 loadout points, and it just essentially just increases the speed of the net breaking. But that's amazing. See, Naughty Dog is already changing things in the way the game is played in terms of the animation. Now you have a badass ninja way of literally just snapping his neck, and the animation is very ridiculous. You just, in terms of sick, you get in his back and just snap it, and then you're back into crouch mode and you're moving on to the next one. So that is Lethal Efficiency. The name says it for itself. You're ninja, and then you just move on. So that's going to be crazy cool to start doing the special animation. You just start, if you see a whole bunch of people down, just and you start getting them all down, and they call it special execution. So that is the Lethal Efficiency perk. And that's going to be a perfect segue to talk about the thing that I am most hyped. So review real quick. We talked about the new weapons. We talked about the tactical shotgun. We talked about the frontier rifle and the burst pistol. And then, of course, the awesome crossbow with the zoom and all that. And then we talked about all the kind of risk management perks that they have. They have the Jack of all trades. They have Lucky Break. They have Second Chance, Lone Wolf, and Lethal Efficiency. So they have all those perks, and I think that's all cool and all, but something that I really like that is coming to, just making sure I got all my notes here, that's really coming to, that I think I'm the most hyped for, and it's just a nice, oh, it's so nice. They have new, look at me, they have new special executions. Animations. Yes, they have new special. Okay, guys down. You have a bow and arrow. You grab your arrow and you stick it in the side of the dude's throat. Just like that. Yes, that's just one of the special new executions. The bow. here, right in the side. Legolas style for the second kind of animation. A guy's down. You run up to him and you shoot 2 arrows in him, one in his side and one in his face. Special execution. The shotgun has a new execution, and from what the shotgun, the one I remember the most. Guy's begging for his life, and again, look, guys, I know it's just the game. I'm just hype about it. I've been playing the game. It's something fresh. I'm not a crazy person. I'm not sadistic in any way, but I just think it's just very gruesome and brutal. These are much more brutal executions than ever. Okay, guy's begging for his life. You shoot off his leg, and then you shoot him in the face. His leg's blown off, and then you shoot him in the face. There's so many different special execution. Every kind of weapon type has a new special execution. The Spectre, you knock a guy down, you kick him over, you shoot a lot of bullets in this, you stick your gun almost inside of his belly, and you shoot all these bullets. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? A lot of special executions, a lot of brutal animations. Shiving has new special animations. Smoke bomb, boom. I run up to you. A shank, shank, shank in the belly 3 times, and a shank in the neck. Very brutal. Very brutal. There's ground shivs now. That's right. Ground shivs now. Okay? Guys crawling around, dead. You stab him and he's dead if you have a shiv in your hand. So, yeah. Everything. Pistols. Assault rifles. Sniper rifles. All of them have special animations that you could toggle in. You could go for new or you could go for original. All of that is coming for this in your DLC, and it's just amazing. Amazing. I never really got really hype in like to the amount of level, and when I saw these executions, they're gonna blow your guys' mind and how awesome they are. So special executions, special animations are coming, and of course the new gestures. They have new gestures. They have game over, which is like it's kind of like M. Bison, so to speak, or the Undertaker from the wrestling. He's like does that. There's the my favorite, of course. These are all the silly stuff that they have now. There is new combat formation, which is kind of like they called it kind of like a Tropic Thunder, where a guy's like he does all this kind of silly stuff. So that's combat formation. And then they have another one called You're Done, which I think is like, from what I remember, it's like a and so it's kind of like a Razor Ramon, very machismo. And then they have the Stretch, which I'm not remembering what it has. They had the evil laugh. It's like he does. He has like a suspenders type vibe to him. And they have that one. They have Intimidation, which he just snaps it. He just like hits his fist. Like, it looks really cool when you have the leather gloves. He smacks his fist a couple of times. They have Dust Myself Off. It's just like, it's very swag. There's like a very subtle swag to all of these animation, in the sense of just oozing you. He's just like, he's just like, yeah. There's that one, and then there's I'm Watching You, which is just a simple look at me. So they have that kind of special gestures for it, and so those are the ones that they are coming out with. And I met the guy who did all the animations, so he's very stoked about it, and they're very awesome. Headgear, hats, yay! They have a Viking hat. They have a plague mask, which is kind of like a bird-like thing. You remember the bubonic plague? They had these long little noses, and they put little doodads in it, little flowers, so you can't smell the okay, that's enough of the history. So they have that, and they have a smiley mask. They have an outlaw mask, ski goggles, broken gas mask, urban camo helmet, and they have the ballistic helmet. So those are all the new things for the DLC that you're going to see at the PlayStation Experience. If you're able to come down to Vegas, I hope you guys enjoy this. And again, as soon as everything comes out, I don't know when the release date is. I do not know how much everything is. We covered a lot. If you missed anything, please just go back and watch it all again. In terms of getting it, we covered the tactical shotgun, the frontier rifle, the burst pistol, the the Crossbow, all the different kinds of perks, the risk management perks, Jack of all trades, lucky breaks, second chance, lethal efficiency, lone wolf. Again, everything has special animations in terms of new special executions that you could toggle on and off, and they are gross and they are sick. And I'm remembering not everything. I'm doing my best because I wrote down as many notes as possible for you guys. But all of them are sick. All of them are amazing. Of course, we got new gestures. We got new gestures, and we have new hats. Probably my favorite gesture would be the combat one. That all those kinds of stuff is just silly to me. And maybe the bubonic plague, the plague mask, the plague. But that's everything I have for you guys. I am gonna continue as best as I can. It's really bums me out because I'm missing. I thought I packed everything, so I'm going to do my best to bring you these things. I had a nice little microphone that you may have seen when we streamed with Naughty Dog, but a cable didn't come in time. Thanks. But I have this little doodad. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little special report. We're got a little special report here from the PlayStation Experience, and I hope you guys enjoy the new DLC as much as I have. And stay tuned to my channel and to my Twitter and things like that at Sancho West Gaming for any kind of other updates that you may see from the PlayStation Experience. All right, guys, I see you guys next time, and we're live in Vegas. Ooh, yeah. Peace. Adios.
Vegas! A lot of you are just unable to go to this event, and I just want to share you my overall experience, and it was very surreal and awesome. And hopefully you guys can walk away with the only thing I really hope that you guys walk away with this throughout this whole little 5-minute video or so was that the bottom line about this event, and it's